My name is Slaine. I'm an MC. I'm an actor. You know, since I was a kid, I always wrote. I like writing. I think it started with hip hop music. So I've been writing lyrics since I was 9 years old, about 25 years now, and I also like writing everything in between, screenwriting, personal narratives, anything. I like to write. Just kind of inspired by my own story, by the stories of people around me, just the world in general, man. It's just life changes all the time. So, to deal with life in general, my toolbox has to do with creating things. You know what I mean? That's how I cope with anything that comes into my life, whether it's something that's really good and inspirational, or something that's. I get inspiration from negative things, from positive things, the whole gamut. So, I think like when I was finishing my solo album last year, I actually had to remake it because of sample clearance issues, and I was going through a divorce at the time, and that kind of inspired me to write certain things and, to kind of deal with those things as I went through them. The birth of my son a few years back, the death of my stepfather, just any kind of change that happens in my life. It's always kind of the fallback is to write. That's the way I've dealt with things since I was a little kid. I don't know what the most difficult thing to overcome was. There's a lot of things in my childhood that I had to overcome. There's a lot of things in my adulthood that I've had to overcome, and there's been triumphs and tragedies and loss and a million different things. So I try not to look at any one thing as it's something that's going to make or break me, because there's always something around the corner too. So I think you just kind of have to accept things as they are. I don't think there's one thing. It's a new outlet for me. I never thought I was going to become an actor. So Ben Affleck saw me in the newspaper. There was an article in the Boston Herald about my music, and he called me in because he thought he liked the way that I look for a certain role or whatever, and he liked my backstory and all that. He thought it might fit in as an authentic Boston local type of character. So he kind of gave me my shot, and I look at it the same. It's something that I'm excited about the same way I was excited about hip hop when I was a kid. Not that I'm not excited by hip hop anymore, but it's I'm a veteran in it, and I have to some extent really kind of honed my skills for a long time in that arena, So, as an artist, you're always trying to improve your craft and, add different things to your repertoire and all that. The acting stuff is something it's a different avenue to go down as somebody who's a creative person. And, I look at it like I can do so much more with it. I can grow so much more as an actor and really kind of hone my skills in that arena too. So I'm kind of look at it like I'm just a young kid in that respect. So that's exciting because it means I got a lot more to do in the future. I'd be happy if people that can relate to me look at what I write and say, that was something that I can relate to. That's something that I've gone through, and he put it a certain way that really made me think or brought me to a different realization about a situation that I'm going through. I guess, I hope my son remembers me as somebody who's a passionate person about his craft and a good dad. You know what I mean? That's really what I want to be remembered by.